You know that feeling, right? You're trying to cut down on sugar. Maybe you've even tried a few times, but uh, that natural craving for sweetness just keeps pulling you back.
Oh, absolutely. It's powerful.
It's an ancient impulse for humans, this desire for something sweet. And here's the fascinating part, something I learned getting ready for this. For pretty much all of history, up until just about 200 years ago, before refined sugar even existed,
Right.
that craving was always satisfied by sources that also delivered essential nutrients. Our bodies were getting a sweet treat and a nutritional bonus.
Exactly. Sweetness came packaged with vitamins, minerals, fiber.
But fast forward to today, and you're faced with this dizzying array of alternatives, and many of them are anything but beneficial.
That's the crux of it.
So, what's the real story? Which choices actually serve your health? That's the deep dive we're taking today.
Exactly. The core problem now is that most of us are trying to satisfy that innate craving with, well, refined sugars, chemical sweeteners, or heavily processed, artificially sweetened foods.
Yeah.
And this, unfortunately, consistently leads to a whole host of health and quality of life issues.
Hmm.
So our mission today is to cut through the confusion and help you truly understand what's important when you're choosing how to sweeten your life. We're going on a bit of a journey, you could say, to reclaim sweetness in a way that truly nourishes us.
All right. If we're truly diving deep into sugar, we have to confront the grand orchestrator of our modern sweet dilemma, white sugar.
The main culprit?
We're talking about that fine white powder that, frankly, can be more addictive than some drugs. It's the ultimate metabolic thief.
That's a good way to put it.
It doesn't just offer empty calories, a concept we're all familiar with. It actively depletes your body's vital nutrient stores just to be processed.
Right, takes vitamins and minerals from you.
Leaving you with a deficit and a powerful craving for more. It's a highly refined product, remember, derived from sugarcane or sugar beet.
Stripped of everything good.
Now, a common first step people take when they're trying to kick the sugar habit, it's often switching to brown sugar. It feels like a healthier choice, doesn't it?
It definitely feels healthier, that's the thing. But this is one of the most misleading steps people take.
Okay.
Brown sugar is also a fine, loose brown powder. And the surprising truth is, it's typically just refined white sugar with a little bit of molasses added back in.
Sort of color and flavor.
Pretty much, yeah. For color and a slightly different flavor. So fundamentally, it's still a product completely lacking in beneficial nutrients.
Oh.
And it still robs your body of its own vitamins and minerals, just like white sugar. So to be absolutely clear,
Yeah.
brown sugar is not a healthy option for replacing common sugar. It's essentially white sugar in disguise.
So basically, brown sugar is white sugar with a tan. It's like marketing has convinced us it's the healthy sibling when it's just the same troublemaker in a different outfit.
That's a perfect analogy, actually.
Yeah. All right, then there's fructose. This one often confuses people because, well, it comes from fruit, right? So commercially available fructose must be good for you.
This is where it gets really nuanced and,
Yeah.
frankly, quite interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Commercially available fructose is not obtained from fruit.
It's not.
No, instead, it's synthetically created in labs, essentially by chemically restructuring common sugar using enzymes. It's a manufactured sweetener,
Wow.
far removed from anything you'd find naturally in an apple or a pear, which means, of course, it provides no nutrients for us.
Right.
And the critical insight here, the really fascinating part, is that this chemical fructose can actually promote gastrointestinal alterations, things like diarrhea. It can elevate triglycerides and cholesterol in the blood and even contribute to high arterial blood pressure.
Seriously?
Yeah. And for people with diabetes, it can even promote the development of vascular complications. So synthetic fructose, definitely not a healthy alternative to common sugar. Not at all.
That's a huge distinction many people miss. They hear fructose and think fruit, but the commercial version is a totally different beast.
Completely different.
This usually leads to the inevitable question. Okay, then, should I just switch to saccharin or those other diet sweeteners?
Right. And immediately, all the alarms should be going off.
Okay, why?
Saccharin is one of the chemical sweeteners, and all chemical sweeteners share a common and, frankly, concerning problem. They can actually accelerate weight gain.
Wait, accelerate weight gain, not help you lose it?
Exactly. Through what's known as the accordion effect.
The accordion effect.
Yeah, where you might lose weight on a diet, then you regain it, and then you gain a little more, and you repeat that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Up and down, expanding like an accordion.
Ah.
They also tend to make you feel hungry sooner after eating them, which directly promotes overweight and obesity.
Hmm.
These mechanisms alone make chemical sweeteners highly undesirable options. They might be calorie-free, but they come with a significant hidden cost.
But isn't the whole point of these sweeteners to help people lose weight? How do we reconcile that widespread belief with what you're describing, this effect that actually accelerates weight gain?
It's a crucial question, and it's confusing, I know. The problem lies in how these artificial sweeteners trick our bodies.
Trick them how?
They deliver that intense sweetness without the calorie your brain and body expect to come with it. So your body kind of gears up for calories.
Right.
They don't arrive, and this metabolic confusion can mess with your hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin, and even alter your gut microbiome in ways that increase cravings, especially for more sweets.
So it actually makes the craving worse.
It can, yeah. It's a setup for disappointment, really.
Mm.
Let's dive into some specific ones, starting with saccharin, also known as E954.
Okay, saccharin, E954.
Saccharin was actually the first chemical sweetener discovered way back in 1879. It's a funny story. A young German chemist was investigating tar derivative, coal tar. He simply found a sweet white powder on his workstation, tasted it, which you wouldn't do today, and realized its powerful sweetening ability. It's up to 500 times sweeter than sugar.
Wow.
Sounded revolutionary, right? But the crucial insight we gained later was that despite its calorie-free promise, this artificial compound carried a concerning risk. Studies in lab animals showed it could produce bladder cancer.
Bladder cancer.
Yes, which is a stark reminder that synthetic often means our bodies lack the evolutionary wisdom to process it safely. A free sweet comes with hidden costs. That's why it's actually prohibited in many countries now.
Okay, so saccharin carries this major red flag. What about its common partner in crime, cyclamate, or E952? Does it follow a similar pattern?
It absolutely does. Cyclamate is often found alongside saccharin.
Why is that?
Well, it was used to boost saccharin's sweetening effect and, importantly, to reduce saccharin's slightly bitter aftertaste, make it more palatable.
Ah, okay.
But the important thing to know is that cyclamate has also been shown in studies to induce cancer development.
So both of them.
Both have those links. It makes cyclamate another sweetener to avoid, reinforcing the pattern that calorie-free doesn't mean consequence-free when you're talking about synthetic options.
Then there's aspartame, E9501. This one is so incredibly common, especially in light or diet products. Feels like it's in everything.
It really is pervasive. And there was significant controversy surrounding its commercialization precisely because of potential issues.
Like what?
Well, the main concern with aspartame is that it contains an amino acid called phenylalanine.
Okay.
Now, for individuals with a specific genetic condition called phenylketonuria, or PKU, consuming phenylalanine can cause severe brain damage. That's well established.
Right. You see warnings about that on labels.
Exactly. But even beyond PKU, there are people who are just generally sensitive to it. And many people report side effects like headaches, nervousness, dizziness, even mood changes. There are lists of up to 90 other described side effects associated with it.
90.
Yeah. It's clear it's not benign for everyone, and for some, the effects can be quite debilitating.
That's quite a list of potential issues for something so prevalent. So if someone is experiencing, say, chronic headaches or nervousness, they should really consider if diet products might be playing a role, even if they're not PKU sensitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always worth examining your dietary intake, especially if you're regularly consuming products with artificial sweeteners. Just notice any correlations with how you feel. Your body's always sending you signals.
Good point. And finally, we have the polyols. Things like sorbitol, maltitol, and xylitol. You find them in chewing gums, menthol candies, toothpastes.
The sugar alcohols. They do have that common refreshing effect in the mouth when they dissolve, that cooling sensation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they're popular in mints and gums. However, the crucial point here, and what many people experience, is that polyols can also promote the development of gastrointestinal disorders,
Like what?
including things like gas, bloating, and especially diarrhea, particularly if you consume them in larger quantities.
Ah.
And yes, they also contribute to that rebound hunger and intense cravings for sweets we talked about, potentially accelerating that accordion effect.
So even the stuff in gum can do that.
It can contribute, yeah. Now, you might hear some polyols, like erythritol or xylitol, described as usable in ketogenic diets.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
But they are generally not recommended even then because of these adverse GI effects. And fundamentally, because they are synthetic or heavily processed products, humans aren't really well adapted evolutionarily to handle them in large amounts.
So they won't be processed well.
Exactly. They won't be processed efficiently, and ultimately they won't be truly healthy, even within a specific dietary framework like keto. There's still a synthetic workaround, not really a natural solution.
Wow, so many of these alternatives turn out to be red flags. It's kind of depressing. So if white sugar, brown sugar, chemical fructose, and all those chemical sweeteners, the saccharin, cyclamate, aspartame, polyols, if they're all out, what are our truly healthy natural options? How do we satisfy that intrinsic sweet craving? Let's talk about solutions.
Okay, good. Let's shift gears. And let's go back to what humans did in antiquity, for millennia. What did they reach for?
What did they do?
They opted for natural options, primarily things like honey or fruits.
Makes sense. So first up on the good list, maybe whole cane sugar, often known as panela.
Yes, exactly. Panela, or sometimes rapadura, depending on where you are. This is a coarser grain sugar, a slightly darker brown, and it tends to compact a bit in humidity.
Okay.
But here's the key difference. It's obtained directly from the crystallization of sugarcane juice, without that intensive refining process that strips white sugar bare.
So it keeps some of the original plant stuff.
Precisely. This means it's still rich in some vitamins and, importantly, essential minerals like calcium or iron.
Ah.
So when you use panela, you're not just getting sweetness, you're actually getting some needed nutrients along with it. It's a genuinely good substitute for refined sugar, used in moderation, of course.
That's a big difference. Okay, then there's honey, the original sweetener, right?
The OG sweetener, you could say.
Goes it.
Indeed. And what's truly fascinating here is its ancient history. Humans were seemingly using it 10,000 years ago.
10,000 years. How do we know that?
Cave paintings. There are cave paintings, like in Spain, depicting honey collection from wild hives.
That's incredible.
It really is. And honey is almost a food medicine. It's this complex compound of glucose, fructose,
Wow.
sucrose, yes, but also vitamins, and a rich array of minerals. We're talking iron, magnesium, potassium, manganese, copper, zinc, among others.
Wow.
And astonishingly, up to 70 different medicinal substances have been identified in high-quality honey.
70. So it's not just sugar water.
Not even close.
Wow.
This isn't just a sweetener. It has specific benefits.
Mm.
It's traditionally used in cases of asthenia, which is like weakness or lack of energy, nervousness, thinness,
Mm-hmm.
weakness, constipation, or even diarrhea, especially infectious diarrhea, due to its natural antibacterial property.
Antibacterial, too.
Yes. It also helps with colds or respiratory irritation by helping restore the integrity of respiratory mucous membranes. And it has remarkable healing power when applied topically to wounds or small skin erosions. It's a natural powerhouse.
That's incredible. So it's not just sweet, it's actively beneficial in so many ways.
Correct. Use wisely, of course.
And, of course, fruits. The ultimate natural package deal.
Absolutely. Fruits are naturally rich in fructose, yes. But crucially, as we touched on before, they also come packaged with fiber, a huge range of vitamins and minerals.
Right, the whole package.
Exactly. This comprehensive package makes them a fantastic source of sweetness that truly adds a plus to your health and well-being. And that fiber is key. It helps regulate the absorption of that natural fructose, preventing the rapid blood sugar spikes you get from, say, refined sugar or that chemical fructose we discussed.
Got it. Now, a practical and delicious trick that brings fruit into your everyday routine, especially for baking or adding sweetness, is using dried fruits.
Yes, that's a great one. Dried or dehydrated fruits are simply fruits that have had most of their water removed.
Which concentrates the sweetness.
Exactly. It concentrates their nutrients and their natural sweetness. They're fantastic. You can easily cut things like dates, figs, raisins, or apricots into pieces and add them to cake batter before baking.
Ooh, yeah.
Or stir them into yogurt or add them to a fruit compote. This provides a lot of sweetness along with all their beneficial health properties,
Yeah.
the fiber, the minerals, in a very convenient form.
That sounds really good, actually. Okay, what about other trendy sweeteners like agave, maple, or corn syrups? You hear a lot about those as natural options.
Right, these definitely sound good in principle
Uh-huh.
because they are obtained from the sap or juice of plants.
So they're natural.
They start out natural, yes, meaning they initially contain nutrients. However, here's the nuance again. The problem often comes with the processing.
Ah, the processing.
It often leads to the loss of most of their beneficial effects. Agave syrup, for instance, is often highly processed and can end up being surprisingly high in fructose, sometimes even higher than high fructose corn syrup. So it can have similar issues to the chemical fructose.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maple syrup can be better, especially the darker, more robust grades like grade B or the newer dark robust classification, which retain more minerals,
Mm.
but the lighter or more common grades are more refined,
Mm-hmm.
and corn syrup, so the high fructose corn syrup. That's almost always a highly processed, nutrient-stripped sweetener with a high glycemic load, far removed from its natural origins in corn. So, while plant-derived sounds good,
Yeah.
the devil is truly in the processing details. Less processed is generally better.
That's a vital distinction. It really comes back to how much human intervention there's been between the plant and your pantry.
Well put.
And finally, coconut sugar. This one seems to be popping up everywhere lately. What's the verdict?
Coconut sugar is interesting. It's made from the crystallization of the sap of the coconut flower. And beyond just sweetening, what's truly remarkable here, and sets it apart a bit, is that it provides some short-chain fatty acids,
Hmm.
an amino acid called glutamic acid,
Mm-hmm.
which is excellent fuel for nourishing intestinal cells.
Gut health. Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, it contains some fiber, like inulin, which can act as a prebiotic, and it retains some beneficial vitamins and minerals like potassium, magnesium, zinc, and iron.
So it's got quite a bit going for it.
It does. This
Mhm.
makes it a very interesting and potentially healthier option compared to refined sugars. It offers more than just empty sweetness. So if we connect all this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
you now have a whole range of genuinely healthy, nutrient-supportive alternatives to consider for satisfying those sweet cravings.
Okay, so to recap this deep dive then, we've walked through understanding the true nature of white sugar and its brown imposter,
Right.
how misleading commercially available fructose really is, and why those problematic chemical sweeteners with their specific E numbers and, frankly, scary adverse effects, from cancer risks to that dreaded accordion effect, are really best avoided.
Definitely best avoided.
And then we highlighted the truly wonderful, nutrient-rich alternatives we explored. Things like whole cane sugar or panela,
Mm-hmm.
the ancient food medicine that is honey, the simple natural goodness of whole fruits, and those versatile dried fruits.
Great options.
Plus the more nuanced sap-derived syrups where processing matters so much, and the promising coconut sugar with its extra benefits.
Exactly. And the key takeaway, the bottom line really, is that the goal isn't just to satisfy a sweet craving, but to do so in a way that actually nourishes and supports your health. Something that aligns with our body's natural evolutionary needs, not something that works against them.
Right.
Which really raises an important question for you, the listener. Knowing how deeply our desire for sweetness is rooted in human history, and now being armed with this knowledge about the best natural options versus the pitfalls, how might this understanding empower you to make more informed, more beneficial, sweet choices in your daily life?
That's the challenge we leave you with. Explore these healthier options. Maybe experiment with panela in your baking, or try using dates to sweeten a smoothie, and truly pay attention to how they contribute to your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm. Notice how you feel.
Because the journey to a healthier sweet tooth is about more than just cutting calories. It's about reconnecting with nature's wisdom, isn't it?
Beautifully said. It absolutely is.